What's up, New York? This is Gia Peppers. We are so excited to present the 2017 Voter Guide for the Borough of Queens. Brought to you by NYC Votes and the New York City Campaign Finance Board. The general election will be held Tuesday, November 7th. Our goal is to empower you, the voter, to make informed choices when you go to the polls. This program gives you the opportunity to see which candidates will make a difference on the issues you care about. We can't always control what happens nationally, but with our vote, we can definitely have a say about what happens in our neighborhoods and in our city. Local elections can determine everything from the quality of our schools to the cost of living. Before you cast a ballot, don't you want to know more about the candidates and how city government can impact your life? In a moment, we are going to introduce the candidates running for Queens Borough President. But first, let's find out some of the issues Queens residents care about. So tell me about the issues that most concern you as a New Yorker.
Well, in my neighborhood, there's a Jamaica revitalization campaign going on, and it's important that minority contractors are in the mix, and also that my area doesn't result into gentrification. The roads in Queens have a lot of potholes. Whenever I'm driving around with my boyfriend, we're always hitting something, and the roads are too narrow, so there needs to be more one-ways in the area.
I definitely agree with you there. You've got to keep the rides with the boyfriend smooth.
I think social programs are really important, especially for the youth. It's important to keep them engaged. So I would like to see more after-school programs where they can learn basic skills such as like knitting or sewing. That's something that's not taught anymore. Cooking demonstrations are really important so that you have that nutritional education component. And then also sports such as swimming. A lot of African-American children and immigrant children don't know how to swim, and that's a life skill.
Do you plan on voting in the local elections this year, and why is it so important for you to do so?
Yes, I do plan on voting in the local elections this year. It's important because my vote has an impact on what takes place in my community and in the city. Also, because I live in Queens, in particular Queens Village, which is heavily multicultural, there is the issue of immigration. Those who are documented, undocumented, those who have just moved over here, in particular from South America, living in fear of being deported at any moment's notice.
Voting is one of the most important ways we can embrace the opportunity to participate and show we care about our city's future. So make sure you vote for the candidate who best represents your interests and concerns. The borough president is the chief executive and advocate of each borough, making recommendations on budget priorities and capital projects, also reviewing land use decisions. Here are the candidates running for Queens Borough President.
Hi. I'm Melinda KATZ. It's been my honor to serve as your borough president for the past 4 years, and I'm asking for your support to keep moving our borough, the world's borough, forward. When I took office, it was important to me that the world knew the wonders of Queens. Everything that people think about New York City as a whole is even more true in Queens. We are incredibly diverse, and we know that diversity means strength, opportunity, and economic growth. We are the home of entrepreneurs and small businesses, with more coming here every day to open up shop and build their own American dream. We're smart, with great public schools and world-class colleges, universities, and research institutions. We have great arts and culture, beautiful parks and beaches, and restaurants and nightlife that rival anything any other borough has to offer. And now the world is discovering Queens, and they like what they see. We are a hub for new tech startups, and more people move here every day. We still have our challenges, and I'm dedicated to fixing them. Easing school overcrowding, protecting affordable housing, and making sure that our seniors can afford to stay in the communities they have known all their lives. I'm Melinda KATZ, a proud lifelong Queens resident, proud to raise my family here, and proud to be your borough president. I'd be honored to have your vote for re-election this year.
Hello, my name is William K. KREGLER, and I'm running for Queens Borough President. I was born in Laurelton, Queens, and currently reside in Woodside with my wife, Janet, and our 2 children. I joined the New York City Housing Police Department as a police officer and later as a field training officer. I switched over to the New York City Fire Department as a firefighter and was promoted to fire marshal. I have a bachelor's degree in accounting from Brooklyn College. In my 10 years with Community Educational Council 24, we built more schools than any other school board. I have been very active in my community board issues in my neighborhood. I am also the president of the New York City Fire Marshals Benevolent Association. My reason for running is to address the unchecked overdevelopment happening in Queens and bring back control of our neighborhoods to our local community boards. This current administration has misled the community on issues of shelters, as well as ignored community board votes and decisions when they conflict with the mayor's agenda. We also need to invest in our infrastructure in the area's transportation and reopen abandoned railways for the ever-increasing population in our outer areas. I ask for your support in addressing these issues affecting our community by voting for me on November 7th. Thank you for your time and wish you the very best.
Participating in local elections makes a difference in our everyday lives. From jobs to schools to housing, your city council member can have a big impact on these issues. The city council is the legislative branch of New York City's government, responsible for passing local laws, making decisions about land use, investigating and overseeing city agencies, and approving the city's budget. Let's meet the candidates for Queens City Council.
My name is Paul Graziano, and I'm a candidate for the 19th Council District on the Democratic and Reform ballot lines. For 2 decades, Northeast Queens has been experiencing an increasingly serious problem: overdevelopment and a resulting loss in our quality of life. We have seen rampant overdevelopment of our neighborhoods, resulting in illegal conversions of single-family homes and inappropriate construction. Our district has also seen a marked deterioration in basic services and infrastructure, all at the expense of our hard-earned tax dollars. I've dedicated my life to protecting Northeast Queens from these kinds of abuses and fought consistently for our neighborhoods. I designed the anti-McMansion downzonings for all of our neighborhoods as a consultant to our numerous civic associations and State Senator Tony Avella, who has wholeheartedly endorsed my candidacy. I have helped save our parks from commercialization, including our recent landmark victory against the Queens Development Group, who tried and failed to steal 45 acres of public parkland to build a mega mall in Flushing Meadows Corona Park. I want to make sure the schools in our district remain the best in New York, as my 1-year-old son Theodore will be attending PS 21 in just a few short years. We need to stop the out-of-control property tax increases that have made our council district the second highest taxed area of New York City. And we must protect our historic neighborhoods like Broadway Flushing, Bell Court, and Douglaston for future generations to enjoy. In my opinion, Paul VALLONE has spent the last 3 years taking care of his real estate clients by offering zoning changes in exchange for campaign contributions. I have done the opposite, helping the constituents of our district fight against VALLONE's actions, such as stopping the building of an 800-student high school at the former Bayside Jewish Center against the community's wishes. I want to represent our constituents, not real estate developer clients. I'm Paul Graziano, and I hope you'll consider supporting me in the Democratic primary on September 12th and the general election on November 7th.
As I reflect on my first term as council member, I am very proud of all that we've accomplished together. From day one, my primary goal was to put District 19 back on the map. And by working together with our fellow elected officials and community leaders, we've done just that. For too long, we've faced a stagnant funding and a lack of resources. Throughout the first 4 years of my tenure, District 19 has received almost $65 million in funding, a number that completely eclipses the previous 12 city budgets combined. Our schools, parks, libraries, and nonprofit organizations have been revitalized due to millions of dollars that had never been allocated before. One of our shining successes was the launch of our innovative free transportation pilot program for all seniors in the district. For the very first time, seniors in Northeast Queens have a transportation service they deserve and can rely on. My office has also permanently increased the amount of officers by over 30% at the 109th Precinct by bringing the community policing program to our local streets. We've empowered our high school students by creating a new ambassador program, allowing our future leaders to engage with local government. The creation of annual events, such as the Children's Holiday Parade and the Independence Day fireworks celebration at Fort Totten, have united our community more than ever. Citywide, we've also had important accomplishments, such as reestablishing the CUNY Merit-Based Scholarship, made history by creating the very first city agency just for veterans, secured over $10 million in funding for full-service animal shelters in Queens and the Bronx, and increased funding programs and services for seniors. We've also passed a bill that's helped NYPD curb illegal truck traffic that has plagued residential streets throughout our community and city. From day one, I've promised to work hand in hand with my elected officials and community leaders to ensure that we've finally received our fair share of funding and reopen the doors to successful negotiations with city agencies. As we now stand tall in Northeast Queens, we can proudly say we are once again a priority, and if reelected, we can continue the climb together.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Peter Koo. When I first took office, I made it my mission to bring results back home, and I'm proud to say we have made real progress. I stood up to Whitney and reformed the city's landmarking process, making it more accountable for all parties involved. We worked to reopen the 149th Street Bridge. We repaved the Main Street, Roosevelt Avenue, College Point Boulevard, and around Casino Corridor Park. We cleaned up the trash triangle at Prince Street and 37th Avenue. We are widening the sidewalks on Main Street to increase pedestrian safety, and we have launched the Keep Flushing Clean campaign. My office partnered with Downtown Hospital to implement a free food shop program, and we host immigration assistance and tenant assistance clinics. I work to create affordable housing in our district and hit the streets door to door to make sure tenants in rent-stabilized buildings know their rights. I also supported and passed the illegal conversion legislation to protect our families and neighborhoods. I'm proud to have delivered funding for our schools, including the construction of a new wing at PS 24 and a new annex for Francis Lewis High School. Serving our community has always been my first priority, and I'm committed to continuing to bring progress to Flushing.
Hi, my name is Francisco Moya, a Democrat running for City Council. I'm a lifelong resident of Corona who began organizing in my community as a teenager when I helped found the Corona Gardens Neighborhood Association, which started a block watch program, organized beautification drives, and removed graffiti in the neighborhood. Building on this early activism, I went to work for Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez to deliver for our community and help expand healthcare access at Elmhurst Hospital. I've dedicated my life to honest public service, expanding opportunities in our neighborhood, and standing up for seniors. In the Assembly, I've delivered good-paying jobs, safer streets, increased school funding, and greater protection for immigrants. I'm particularly proud of raising the minimum wage and meaningful criminal justice reform. I've been fighting for our future every single day, but there's more to do. I will continue Jalissa's legacy of service of reducing homeowner costs, expanding pre-K and after-school programs, and giving us a voice in City Hall. We can't go back to failures of the past. I'm unafraid to stand up to Trump extremism and corrupt politicians. I will be the honest Democrat our community deserves. I'm so proud to have been endorsed by Democrats we trust and labor unions across the city, from Borough President Melinda KATZ to Assemblyman Jeff Aubrey, to the United Federation of Teachers, the Hotel Trades Council, and the Central Labor Council. They trust my record for delivering for working families and seniors. I look forward to tirelessly continuing my efforts on my community's behalf. My name is Francisco Moya, the Democrat you can trust. I hope I can count on your support September 12th.
The candidates running for this office did not record a video. So let's move on.
My name is Joseph CONCANNON. I'm a U.S. veteran, retired NYPD captain, and former civic president. My wife of 30 years, Teresa, is a school teacher and the love of my life. Together, we are the parents of 3 adult children and now proud grandparents of 2 wonderful grandchildren. I've spent a lifetime earning the trust of my colleagues, clients, and citizens I served in the NYPD. Now I'd like to earn your trust and confidence as well. I'm asking you for your vote to represent the people of our beautiful community. I've been active in my community for many years. I was a local civic president in public service with the NYPD, serving as Deputy Director for Public Safety under Mayor Giuliani. I was honored to receive the FBI's National Leadership Award from their National InfraGard program. Sadly, we are returning to the days of crime, disorder, and fear in New York. Crime is up all over the city, and police officers are fearful of taking action, even in our local area. Criminals seem to have the upper hand, and Mayor de Blasio isn't helping. Education is critical for our children's development. They need technology in the classrooms, limits to class size, and overcrowding. Teachers need to be able to teach according to the needs of the students and not some bureaucratic test. The city's economy is tied to public safety and a stable environment so that business leaders will build their businesses here. We need strong leadership that will promote job growth and not restrict it. We need leadership which will reduce the burden of overregulation, except as it concerns workplace safety and outright fraud. Mayor de Blasio and the City Council are taking us in the wrong direction. We need a course correction. We need our voices to be heard inside City Hall, and I promise that I will reflect the voices of the people of Eastern Queens, not some party boss or Manhattan suit. I am the only candidate that will ensure that our seniors have the programs needed in our beautiful community. I will stand up for our children, veterans, and new immigrants, and those that need help most. And as always, you should know that my name is Joseph CONCANNON, and I support our local police.
I'm Councilmember Barry GRODENCHIK. 2 years ago, you elected me to be your independent voice in City Hall. You asked me to stand up to bureaucrats and ensure we're never ignored or neglected. In the last 2 years, I've stood up to the bureaucracy and worked with my colleagues to deliver real results for Eastern Queens. I'm proud that we have fully funded our schools and libraries, including funding to install air conditioning in all New York City schools in 5 years. We increased funding for parks. We gave tax relief to small businesses, fought for fairer taxes for homeowners, including co-ops and condos, and secured over $18 million in emergency food assistance for the neediest among us. We also did something no one has done in 20 years, securing approval for the first new NYPD police precinct to be built in our community. In addition, my staff and I have assisted 3,000 of your friends and neighbors as they fought the city's bureaucracy. I know there's more to do. Crime is low, but it can be lower. Schools are good, but they can be better. We need better transit and lower taxes. I know we can achieve these things by working together. I'm proud to be Eastern Queens' city councilman, and I'm proud of what we've achieved in such a small amount of time. I want to keep working for you. That's why I'm asking for your vote on Election Day.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Rory LANCMAN. For the past 4 years, I have proudly represented the 24th Council District in the New York City Council. This community is my home, and it is an honor to serve you. I am proud of what I've been able to accomplish over the past 4 years to improve our quality of life and provide vital resources to our community. Our community has only grown stronger, safer, and fairer. Over the past 4 years, we've provided funding to our schools, libraries, parks, and infrastructure, created universal pre-K for thousands of district residents, increased funding for senior programs, and added 1,300 new cops to keep us safe. As chair of the Council's Committee on Courts and Legal Services, I've helped make our court system more accessible for all New Yorkers. I've stood up for human trafficking victims by allocating $1 million a year for human trafficking courts. I've fought for police reform, stood up for the wrongfully convicted, and worked to expand legal services available to New Yorkers in need. What we've been able to get done over the past 4 years has made our neighborhoods safer and our government more transparent. But there is still so much work to do. We must continue the fight to ensure every New Yorker has the opportunity to get ahead. We must continue to invest in our schools, libraries, parks, and infrastructure in our ever-growing city. Over the past 4 years, I've done a great deal, but I'm not done. I ask for your vote on Tuesday, September 12th, so I can continue the fight for our community.
My name is MOHAMMAD RAHMAN. I'm running for City Council in District 24 in the Borough of Queens. I believe I'm the best candidate to serve the interest of all of the communities of District 24. For far too long, our district has been denied its fair share of city funding. We have been represented by career politicians who are part of the problem, not part of the solution. I'm going to change that. I have been a resident of Jamaica for more than 30 years, and during that time, I have helped thousands of people navigate the city bureaucracy to get services they need and deserve. Public safety, the safety of all of the people in the district, is my #1 priority. I work closely with the local precinct captain, community affairs officer, and the community council to make certain the needs of every part of the district are met and understood. Immigration is an issue of great importance to the people of our district. In today's political climate, many immigrants are scared to seek the help they are entitled to. I will assure them that they can become productive American citizens without fear of reprisal. Services for seniors is another issue of importance. We have seen an increase in senior immigrants and dramatic growth in the overall senior population. Yet funding for the Department of Aging is at the same level it was in 2008. I'll demand that the city budget provides full funding for senior services. I ask that you vote for me, Mohammad Rahman, for City Council in the September 12th primary.
I've had the honor of serving as your council member. I utilize this position to advocate for our community and to protect the most vulnerable. I am the chairperson of the Education Committee overseeing the school system. I advocate for school construction and champion public education. I have invested in parks and open space, creating Diversity Plaza, expanding Travers Park, and renovated Veterans Grove Park. I invested millions in Elmhurst Hospital to provide world-class medical services. I led the effort to close Rikers Island. I led the fight for improved immigration outreach with increased funding for legal services, English classes, and ID/NYC cards. I increased funding for senior centers and affordable housing for seniors. I am proud of the constituent services my office has been able to provide. I am a proud LGBT rights activist. I would like to continue the great progress I've made and see my capital projects through to completion. Thank you for this opportunity to serve.
Hello, my name is Marvin JEFFCOAT, and I'm grateful to the New York Campaign Finance Board for allowing me a few minutes to speak with you. I'm proud to be running to represent the people of the 26th Council District. I'm tired of the rhetoric and lip service we receive time and again from our elected officials. For 4 years, we have been burdened with incompetence coming straight out of City Hall and the chambers of the City Council. I cannot stand idly by any longer as our city continues to spiral downwards. During my time in the Army, I fought every day to protect and preserve the American dream for my family and all families. Since returning home, I've continued this fight by getting actively involved in my community, striving for change while I was a member of my community board, and even running for state senate. We need a leader who is willing to go to bat for traditional American values and fight tooth and nail for their constituents. I, Marvin JEFFCOAT, am that leader. Crime has gotten out of control in our district and across our city. Our leaders tell us that the crime rate is down because murder is down, yet in the small print they admit rape, robbery, and assaults are up. We need leaders who will actively support police and implement policies that keep us safe. I'm also a firm supporter of charter schools and voucher programs. As a father, I want the best future possible for my children, and this starts with an efficient and quality education. Lastly, I'm a firm believer in the resilience of small business. Onerous regulations have strangled the life out of our economy. We need regulatory reform that respects small business and the workers they employ. I, Marvin JEFFCOAT, am running because I know our district and our city deserve better. If you agree with me, please visit my website, marvin4nyc.com, and please donate what you can to help my campaign reach matching funds. Most importantly, please remember to vote for me, Marvin JEFFCOAT, and encourage your friends to do the same on November 7th, because we deserve so much better.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Jimmy Van Bramer, and I'm running for re-election in the 26th Council District.
representing Woodside, Long Island City, Astoria, and Sunnyside, where I've lived for 14 years with my husband, Dan. I'm proud of my record over the last 8 years delivering for our district, and I want to continue that work for another 4 years. Over the last 8 years, we've built, funded, or have in design 11 new schools across the district, adding thousands of new seats for our children, including kindergarten and pre-K, and lowering class sizes. As the chair of the Cultural Affairs and Libraries Committee, we've added hundreds of millions of dollars to improve our libraries and to make sure that our cultural institutions across the city are world-class. Good neighborhoods have good parks, which is why I've allocated tens of millions of dollars of investment, improving or renovating virtually every park across the district. I want to continue to make sure that our neighborhoods have the parks they deserve. Quality of life is important to everyone. It is crucial to the well-being of our communities that our streets are clean and safe. That's why I'm a big supporter of Vision Zero, to keep everyone safe on our streets. Constituent services are the heart and soul of being a city council member. Over the last 8 years, we've helped 25,000 individuals with problems big and small, from speed bumps to stop signs. I want to keep doing this important work for you. Good neighborhoods are popular neighborhoods where housing costs rise. We want to ensure that these neighborhoods are affordable for all. That's why I've fought projects, fought developers, and even stood up to the mayor when those projects weren't right for our neighborhoods. I support public housing, and I support a rent freeze across the city. I'm a proud progressive. Since Donald Trump's election, we've led the resistance movement in Western Queens. We've spoken with one voice and said that everyone is welcome here. Everyone has to be safe here. All immigrants, including the undocumented, our Muslim brothers and sisters, and the LGBT community, which I'm proud to be a part of. I'm proud of our record and what we have fought so hard to achieve these past 8 years. I want to continue this work as your city council member. Thank you.
Greetings. My name is Francois. I am the Green Party candidate for City Council in District 27 this year, 2017. The Green Party does not take any type of funds from any corporations. Therefore, we are not brought nor controlled by big business. We are funded by the ordinary citizens, and that is only who we answer to. Please donate time and money to help Green candidates get elected and represent the best interests of the masses. The Green Party and myself are tired of the war on drugs. Let's legalize marijuana. Let's use education and rehabilitation, not incarceration, to fight the disease of drug addiction. We want to fight for good schools, fight for decent housing that everyone can afford. We want to fight to shut down nuclear power plants that threaten the lives of everyone. We want to fight to have alternative energy use. We will stand up to racist police and this corrupt police department. We will enact laws that will make sure no one is above the law. We want transparency, oversight, accountability, and community control of the police. We will fight to ensure our drinking water, air, and environment is safe and free of any toxins. We want universal health care for all. It's time to get to know the Green Party. Vote for Akeem Browder for mayor, James Lane for public advocate, Julia Willebrand for comptroller, Daniel Vila for Manhattan Borough president, and me, Frank Francois, for City Council District 27 in Queens. Thank you.
Hello, New Yorkers. I am Rupert Green, running for City Council in District 27 of Southeast Queens. I plan to make the E and F train smell good again. Our campaign will focus on 1. Public education to drive economic development and growth. 2. Stopping illegal foreclosures, increasing access to affordable housing. 3. Addressing improving quality of life concerns. Many of you have identified the quality of life issues of the exponential rise of homelessness from foreclosures and the lack of affordable housing, the lack of family recreational facilities, and crime due to lack of economic opportunities. Collaboratively, we can remedy these and other concerns in our district. I will hold public schools accountable for delivering quality education, including genuine vocational training with apprenticeship to provide our youth an alternative to criminalization. Drugs or prostitution corridors will be replaced with satellites of local colleges or PALs to incubate STEM jobs or entrepreneurship activities. I will use the enormous resources of New York State to spur economic development that creates businesses owned by women, veterans, retirees, disabled individuals, and our youth to increase community wealth. We can effectively improve our quality of life with the return of needed economic and social resources to our communities. Constituents, politics is like a horse race, which requires at least 2 contestants. Stop voting on the same one lame mule. Blacks are not born to vote Democrats. Use me as your advocate for change. Take a chance on me, Dr. Rupert Green, the Black Republican, a true dark horse that can beat the odds with your support. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Councilmember Idanique Miller. I ask for your vote to re-elect me as your council member for the 27th District. We made our voices heard at City Hall and beyond. They listened to our community and working people at City Hall. We fought to enhance our quality of life through education, transit equity, housing, and job, environmental, social, and economic justice concerns. As the chair of the Committee on Civil Service and Labor, I passed laws to better the lives of working families, paid sick leave, paid family leave for public employees, protecting building service workers, school custodials, grocery store workers, and fast food. We preserved thousands of good-paying union jobs, including school bus drivers and their attendants. No municipal union had a contract when we took office in 2014. Today, 99% of the labor force reached agreements. We reduced wage disparities between men and women, and I sponsored legislation to enforce pay equity for the city's workforce. And we did more. Participatory budgeting. Our Freedom Ticket will soon reduce Long Island Railroad fares and provide free transfers between subways and buses for Southeast Queens residents. We kept families in their homes through a first-of-a-kind mortgage buyback program and more affordable housing opportunities. Safer communities. Fair share legislation cites all municipal services equitably throughout our city. More technology in our schools. We've condemned hate and Islamophobia. We secured $1.7 billion to relieve chronic flooding. With your support for my re-election, I can again build coalitions to work for you and with you as your council member. Thank you.
I am Ivan D. Mossop Jr., a candidate for City Council, District 28, also known as Greater Jamaica. I have served our community through various types of civic action, currently Recording Secretary of the Rochdale Village House Congress, formerly Assistant Treasurer of Comet, a civic in the Maspeth-Elmhurst area of Queens, also formerly an NYPD auxiliary police officer during 9/11 out of the 107 precinct in Flushing, New York. I have led efforts to provide volunteer income tax assistance to our district through the National Association of Black Accountants. I have lived, worshiped, studied, worked, and volunteered in the Greater Jamaica community for over 50 years, and my family's legacy of civic action spans over 100 years. Our community deserves a leader in the City Council that will serve the people of the entire District 28 by advocating fiscal prudence to ensure that taxpayer dollars are spent wisely and allocated fairly, and by also bringing our community the services it deserves. My vision for Greater Jamaica focuses on 3 neglected areas. Civic action for community power. I intend to encourage the creation of civic and block associations throughout the district. These organizations are proven vehicles to maintain and improve the quality of life of our community, and we need to support them and foster more of the same. Reignite voter power district-wide. Civic and block associations are known to be voting blocks that effectively speak truth to elected officials and hold the powerful accountable at election time. Finally, high school-age jobs. Our youth need viable employment options after graduating from high school or obtaining a GED. I intend to encourage trade apprenticeships and self-employment, amongst other options. As an enrolled agent, also known as a tax expert, I will be a strong advocate for you, the taxpayer, in the City Council. Don't mess up. Vote Mossop for City Council. Thank you.
District 28 is ready for change, ready for a council member who can perform the job that she's elected to do. A council member who will listen to the concerns of the residents and then work hard to get things done. A council member with integrity, honesty, and a track record of proven leadership. Elect me, and I will work hard on behalf of all the residents to make our community stronger. Our district is a vibrant and diverse one, with hard-working residents who deserve better. I know. I have lived in the district for over 35 years. Our children deserve quality public education that prepares them not only for adulthood, but for the job market. I have been a teacher. I know our schools need more support and resources. I will advocate to bring community schools to our neighborhoods, and that will provide after-school programs and free lunches. We also need vocational training schools and schools for children with special needs in our district. We are a country of immigrants, and I will work to help to create a smooth path to citizenship and give hard-working immigrants a say in effective government. I will continue to provide services to educate and protect our immigrant community. Our small businesses need relief from unreasonable fines. We must provide incentives that will have them grow their businesses and create more jobs. We have to invest in WMBEs and small business co-ops and provide job training programs. I will provide legislation that helps hardworking families stay in their homes. This is a diverse community. It is one of its strengths. We will work with the police department to keep streets safe through community policing and develop sound policies that will strengthen the bond between the police and our residents.
Hello, I'm Karen Koslowitz, and I'm running for re-election in the 29th Council District. I am very proud to represent our district and its wonderfully diverse residents in the New York City Council. I have a strong track record of fighting for my constituents. I have successfully fought for more police and sanitation services for our neighborhoods, and I have always put the needs of our community first. During my years as a council member, I have successfully secured millions of dollars to improve and enhance our schools, parks, roadways, playgrounds, libraries, as well as our cultural institutions. As the mother of 2 amazing daughters and the grandmother of 3 wonderful grandchildren, I know that our children's welfare is critical to ensure the success of our future. That's why I am committed to providing them with the tools they need to thrive and succeed, be it new smartboards and computers, playground equipment and auditoriums, or after-school beacon programs. Our children deserve the best educational opportunities government can provide. I have also been a leading voice in advocating for the rights of our senior citizens. When proposed budget cuts have threatened to limit the level of services to our seniors, I have successfully fought for this critical funding until it was restored. There is so much more to be done to improve the lives of all our neighbors, and that's why I'm running for re-election. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Elizabeth Crowley. For the past 8.5 years, I've been your council member, standing up and fighting for our fair share at City Hall. I wanted to talk to you about what we've accomplished and how we've made our community stronger for the challenges that lay ahead. Over the last 8.5 years, we've built up public safety by saving our firehouses. We put thousands of new police on the beat. We've downzoned and preserved historic neighborhoods, and to strengthen and grow our schools, we added 5,400 new seats. We've expanded after-school programs, renovated parks, invested in more libraries, and increased programming for our seniors. These accomplishments make our neighborhoods safer and our communities stronger. But there is still much to do. We need to invest in our infrastructure and mass transit, and keep our neighborhoods affordable for seniors and young families. And most of all, we need to stay strong against City Hall when they take us for granted, ignore us, or try to go around us on critical issues. The great neighborhoods of this district, Glendale, Maspeth, Middle Village, Ridgewood, Woodside, and Woodhaven, are the middle-class backbone of this city. We keep the city running, I wake up each day ready to stand up and fight for our families.
My name is Robert Holden, and I'm a Democratic candidate for the 30th Council District representing Maspeth, Middle Village, Ridgewood, Glendale, and parts of Woodhaven and Woodside. I have dedicated most of my adult life fighting to protect the quality of life in our neighborhoods. I've been president of the Juniper Park Civic Association for 25 years, a member of Community Board 5 for nearly 30 years, and managing editor of the Juniper Berry Community Magazine since 1988. As founder of the Juniper Valley Park Conservancy and Midville Dodgers youth baseball teams, I have worked to oversee the total reconstruction of Juniper Park. My proudest achievement to date has been helping to convince Keyspan to donate the Elmhurst gas tank site to the City of New York. It's now a beautiful park for all to enjoy. I have worked on downzoning the areas of the district that were being overdeveloped. This led to a reduction in the building of out-of-character structures. Reduction of crime has also been a focus of mine. As chair of Community Board 5's Public Safety Committee, I fought for increases in police staffing levels. As an educator, I firmly believe that all local students should have admission rights to their local neighborhood schools. And as council member, I plan to introduce legislation to guarantee that. I have worked closely with elected officials from both major parties at all levels of government. As councilperson, I will make sure that the people of my district come first. Visit my website at holdenforcitycouncil.com to learn more about me. With your support in the Democratic primary on September 12th and the general election on November 7th, we'll take back our neighborhoods.
Hi, I'm New York City Councilman Donovan Richards, and it's been an honor to represent the communities of Rosedale, Laurelton, Springfield Gardens, and the Rockaways for the past 4 years. I'm asking you to re-elect me because we've delivered for our community. For the past 40 years, this community has called for a new police precinct. I'm happy to say we've delivered $70 million to ensure a new precinct is being built out for the communities of Laurelton, Rosedale, and Springfield Gardens. For the past 40 years, flooding has been a huge issue and challenge for our community. I'm happy to say, as the first African American to chair the New York City Council's Environmental Protection Committee, I was able to secure $1.7 billion to address flooding in communities like Rosedale and the Rockaways. For too long, downtown Far Rockaway has been abandoned, and I'm happy to say that we've secured $91 million to finally revitalize downtown Far Rockaway and build out commercial, community facilities, and much-needed affordable housing. This is what we've done, and we have so much more to do in order to ensure our schools are equipped with the latest technology. We've worked to make sure our parks have over $20 million of investment, and we've also worked to ensure that 6-day library service is available for our community. This is why I'm asking you to re-elect me in 2017. I look forward to serving this community, and I can only do it with your help. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Hello, my name is Michael Gennaro SCALA. I'm a local attorney from Howard Beach, and I'm running to be your next city councilman. A councilman who will take on the tough fights facing the residents of our district. I will work tirelessly to bring you new transportation options to get you to work easier and faster, innovative healthcare choices to improve your access to medical assistance, and new, cutting-edge after-school programs to keep our kids occupied after they leave the classroom. I will make sure to maintain and improve the quality of life for the people who live in our district, pushing aggressively for more law enforcement on our streets and beaches, and making sure they feel supported by their elected officials, while balancing that with the need to develop and encourage progress in police-community relations. Voters have to believe and understand that a councilman has both the authority and imperative to fight for the issues his constituency wants addressed, regardless of whether their personal analysis suggests it may be a bloody or even a losing battle. This is not some sort of moral or ethical obligation, no. In fact, it is just part of the job description. A job with all its inherent pressures that they sold the voting public into believing they were capable of doing. On Tuesday, September 12th and Tuesday, November 7th, when you're walking into the voting booth, remember to support the candidate whose dedication is to fight for you, keep you safe, and improve your day-to-day lives, rather than one whose ambition is motivated by personal gain. I want to be the councilman you can be proud of. Vote for Mike SCALA. It's not just a vote for new leadership, but a vote for new opportunity for everyone in the 32nd City Council District. God bless you and your families.
Some people say you can't fight City Hall and win. I disagree, because I believe that when you work hard and fight for the things that matter most, anything is possible. That's why I ran for office in the first place, to give a voice to people who felt they didn't have one, and to make sure that our district received its fair share of city services. Whether it was holding the mayor accountable by exposing the waste, fraud, and abuse in the broken Build It Back program, or simply calling out my colleagues every time they attempted to nickel and dime the middle class, I never back down from a good fight. The City Council can be a crazy place, but I love my job, and I love what I do. I strive to serve all of the people in my district, regardless of party affiliation, because at the end of the day, my constituents come first. I am now running for my last and final term, so that we can build on the progress of the past 8 years. You can count on me to revitalize our communities, especially those still struggling since Hurricane Sandy, and build a better future for all our children. Now more than ever, we need someone who's willing to lead the charge, to keep our streets safe, to improve our local schools, and most importantly, to make sure that our communities remain great places to live, work, and raise a family. I would be honored to have your vote one last time this November. Serving as your councilman continues to be a great honor. I can only promise that I will work just as hard and never back down. Thank you again for the opportunity to represent you and your neighbors at City Hall.
Voting in local elections is how we can all make a difference on the issues that matter to our community, and it helps us make this city a better place to live and work. I'm proud to be a New Yorker, aren't you? Queens, your vote makes a difference. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to vote in the general election on November 7th. NYC Votes is the voter engagement initiative of the NYC Campaign Finance Board. The Voter Guide is a nonpartisan resource produced by the CFB that provides New York City voters with information about candidates for local office. If you are a registered voter, you will receive the guide in the mail, and you can find it online at voting.nyc. All candidates for mayor, public advocate, comptroller, borough president, and city council were given the opportunity to record statements for this video guide. Candidates who chose not to record a statement will be listed on screen. In a few instances, candidates who appear here may have been removed from the ballot. You can check voting.nyc anytime for the latest up-to-date information. The candidate statements are their own, and all candidates have affirmed that their statements are true to the best of their knowledge. The CFB does not endorse any candidate for public office, and the views expressed in these candidate statements do not represent those of the CFB.